All right, everybody. Hey, what's going on? What's going on, people? What is going on up in here? It's the Reluctant Nabi back again and live. Am I live? All right, looks like I'm live, folks. Look like I'm live. All right. So, I would like to thank the people that could stop in for stopping in. And let me get this started in the groups real quick. Alright, so bear with me for a moment as we do this. Because I got some doozies for you real quick. Oh Lord, I know I just didn't get rid of that. Alright, well, let's get first things first out the way. And let the brethren know in the groups know I'm here. And that we done made it up in here live. Alright, now my Facebook is trying to act funny. Wow, isn't that amazing? Hold on for a second. Alright, so wow, this is okay, there we go. And there's some things I'd like to go over real quick. Alright, so let's go back here. Okay, there we go. I like that so much, I'm going to play it again. I'm doing this on purpose, y'all. There's a reason for it. Alright. This has to do with an email I got from somebody. Oh, I know what I did wrong. Hold on for a second. I'm doing this wrong. I'm doing it all wrong, folks. Alright, so I got an email from somebody that was such a wimp, complaining about the music. So they were complaining about the music, and I just didn't give a F what they was complaining about. Because these were individuals that did not spend any time helping me with the community like you brothers do. And those that can help, share the videos like you brothers do. Have some insight on commentary like you brothers do. These dudes got mad at a 3-minute song and want to cuss me out in my email. Because they figured out I was probably smart enough to block they behind on my thing, right? And so basically, and you can tell this is the simp, you know, the so-called black people that care about black people, that's down with black people. No, they're not. They're not. They act just like females, these BL females. They act like they mama treated they pops. Alright, it's just like that, right? You can't reason with them either. Alright, they act like little children. Grown men, just little children. If you don't do what they want you to do on your stuff, understand this, we're talking about My channel. We're talking about a dude that was so sorry that he couldn't go make his own channel. Do it better. Not have music. You know, do your thing. You know, it's your thing. Do what you want to do. Cause I ain't gonna tell you who to sock it to. See, I don't tell people what to do with their own content. Now, if they write something that I know is false, I'm gonna call it out. Alright? I'm gonna call out all of that false stuff. Period. Because that's what I do. I call out the fakery. Alright? I call out a lot of false stuff. And as soon as I get done, I knew I forgot to do this, but making the brothers in the group aware that I'm kind of here and what's going on. I have a couple of things to run over with you. And brothers, we are going to go to Daniel 10. All right. We are going to go to Daniel 10. All right. And we're going to go there for a reason. The reason why it's so difficult to do anything about and for the community is that the enemies that we have for trying to get some righteous justice for the community are the dudes, like I just mentioned, that are right next to us. Period. We can't get nothing done. I want y'all to understand this. We can't get nothing done because of dudes like that. If you ever want to know why the community is an abject failure, is dudes like that. So, before we get to Daniel, and since this is a live, I hope y'all don't mind if I take my time. Can I take my time? Ain't that how they say it? Okay, got a problem with my internet connection, maybe. All right, let me see something. Because it look like I'm live here, so I'm good, right? All right, now let me see this. Let me go do my window capture real quick. All right, hold on for a second. Okay. All right, now that I'm here, all right, now that I'm here, let's see what's going on. All right, can y'all hear me good? Can y'all hear me good? And can y'all see? Okay, basically, Daniel. Man, you crazy, dude. All right, so I hope y'all can see what's in there, right? So this is the email I got from info@coon. All right, this is the email I got. All right, from this dude. All right, making sure y'all can see that. This is the email that I got. Little bit of the delay. And while I go through that, let me say, what's up, Daniel? Hey, buona noche, Francisco. What's up, Young Jay? One Loyal King. A Simplified Texas Marine, Captain Marvel. $3 Assassin. Hey, Simplified USMC Vet, David Bowman. What's going down? Hey, what's up, Clinton Cole? All right, so here we are. That's just who's in there. There's apparently 21 people. So let me just say this. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already subscribed, right? And my donation links is in the description box. All right, so let me read this. He said, you continue to raise good points. He says, but, however, it seems you are reluctant to change your presentation in which your message gets lost. But see, my message ain't getting lost on the people that's paying attention. My message isn't getting lost on the people that want me to switch my channel to their one way of doing it. Understand this. And this is the problem. This is why we can't get nothing done. We got all these sissified people running around hurt because you won't do things on your ideas, your channel, and things that's helping you to do something in the community that you care about. These people are getting upset. People like myself simply cannot stomach to listen or view two tips turn the FK music down or off, bro. How the F are people supposed to read the text? Come on, bro. Alright? You spend all this time and energy making your points and spend no time on your presentation. This is how idiotic this dude that comes in infocoonbusters.com. Alright? Now, let me show you a little something about this infocoonbusters.com. If I may. Alright? Let me show you a little something about this. Right? This is what's happening to people that are trying to control other people. Alright, hold on for a second. This is what's going on with their stuff. People like this dude that sent me that email are the main people that's trying to tear my channel down, right? They don't help with nothing, not donations, not nothing. All they do is come into other people's channel and complain. They can't even keep their own stuff running. All right? They have to sell their domain name. All right? That's basically what's going on. They have to sell their domain name. Why? Because, I don't know. Don't really care either. I really don't care. All right, we'll get to this in a minute. We'll get to that in a minute. All right, this is going to make a difference. All right, and it's something that I've been thinking about for a minute. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. So how many things do I got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What happened to the 7th one? All right. That's interesting. All right, that's not it. I just lost my first thingamajig. That's not the one. This is the one. All right, before we get into a lot of the other stuff, let's get into kind of the hypocrisy of a lot that's just going on. And she's 21, he's 60. What are your thoughts? When a melanated Afro man was in the news for having a legally young female, he got all kind of hell from dudes and simp dudes and females alike. Hey, what's up, Antonio Johnson? All right. He caught hell. But when the young females get with the Caucasian male at a young age, I noticed something. A lot of the regular brothers don't really bat an eye. Don't really care. Don't give a whatever. We be like, he got his. They've been betraying us for years. All right? We don't care. We be like, so, hey, he got his. That's one less dude we got to worry about. And one less betrayer we got to worry about. All right? Hopefully he can control her. You know? All right? And we're going to go after the Asians and the Caucasians, as they say. But see, therein lies the problem. They have a problem with that. But when we get back to it, the most flat we get is from these young females like this that aren't studying or looking our way to begin with. So you got to wonder, how are people getting angry that brothers are exercising options, right? And no longer are the options the so-called melanated Mother Africa womb of nature woman, because she's been anything but. The abortion rate can tell you that. When you are the minority population, but you have destroyed as much as your population, or you have destroyed, let's put it this way, when you as a female have destroyed, as females have destroyed more of your population than anybody else, no, you don't get no kudos. And when I say you have destroyed, we're not only talking about the women that had the abortions, but we're talking about the women that supported the policy and were quick to argue at brothers for having something against our seeds being just destroyed. All right. Then we get to another thing. Again, we're still talking about color, right? Biden says, hold on. Oh, I got to get this. I got to get this. Oh, I got to get this. I hope I can find it. All right. I can't find it. I can't find it. And actually, but basically, we're going to find it in a minute. Let me put it to you this way. We'll find it in a minute, but first, let's get to Judge O. Brown. All right, first, let's make the statement. See if I can find it another way. All right. What Biden said on Facebook was that by the time he gets done with his speech, over 200 million people will have died from coronavirus. This woman got mad when I did the math about the deaths versus how many people got in Brazil. And I pointed out that the death rate was 0.0302. And then I read all the way down because, you know, we had to have the significant figures. And she got mad and tried to say, oh, so you're okay with, even though it's that little, you're okay for them people die from COVID. I said, well, life and death is natural. I said, but what's not natural is you women have murdered over 63 million babies in your womb. That's not natural. You literally went and murdered 63 million babies in your womb. And that was as of 2019. So all the way through January to the beginning of 2019. We're not even counting the thousands of days that they do all the way up to this. All right. So that's where we are. So while he was busy saying that, right, one of the things I wanted y'all to hear was Joe Brown. All right. And the one reason I wanted you to hear Joe Brown, Judge Joe Brown, was he was asked the question, all right, and some of the times we need to know how to think. All right. What's up, Raheem? We need to, the commandment that we cannot break, and we'll get to that in a moment, is we cannot bear false witness against anybody, a stranger, a neighbor, or one of our own. Now, let's just be real clear. What's up, wise Nubian? Let's just be real clear. All right. I'm going to make this really, really clear. All right. Trump is not one of us. If we're being honest, I think that's what people like us can respect about him. He ain't trying to pander to us as if he's one of us. But we never really understood how much he had the backs of dudes that weren't getting help from the Republican or democratically run system. But Trump saw some things as a businessman. There's a reason he had a bunch of Afro people up in his office when he won the presidency without the Afro vote. I mean, he got more of it than anybody else. But there's a reason why he had those people up there. And I'm going to tell you, he has respect for people that build stuff. Period. Bottom line. He don't like much else. Bottom line. But how many of you like everybody? Bottom line. I'm not saying vote for anybody. I'm saying we cannot bear false witness. So if you really want to know the truth, I'm going to let Judge Joe Brown tell it. He was asked the question, who was the interview? I forget his name, but
what is your take on Trump? Is Trump a racist?
I don't think so. I've talked to a number of black entrepreneurs who back in the late 80s and 90s, early 90s, were trying to get financing. They couldn't. Somebody told them to.
Now, let me say this. His answer was, I don't think so. Meaning that he ain't going to throw it out the window. But then he starts saying, this is why I don't think so. Because I'm looking at the evidence of his actions. Now, this is how we judge people. By how they treat us and their action. How they talk to us personally. Not stuff they say on the stump speech that's not even about us. All right? And we don't get with that. We're not supposed to take anything that CNN, MSNBC, or even Fox say about the dude unless we go and listen for ourselves in context. This is something we don't do. This is why nobody respects many of us. I got respect. I got some respect on my name. But I have respect simply because I'm honest about what I say, and I mean what I say, and I try to back up what I feel with actions, right? I will tell you that the most hell I get is from the BL female who can't stand me. They say I'm mean because I won't cater to their foolishness. So I'm mean. The thug ain't mean. The one that smacks them across the face. The ones that leave them with the packages. You know what I mean? All right, but no, I am. But let's listen to the brother.
Go check with Donald Trump. So they come back and tell me they got a loan from Donald Trump. He gave them a term loan. Show up with the interest and the principal, one check. But they had to go see him personally. They independently relate this tale that when they saw him, he said, "This what you supposed to pay me? This our agreement?" I said, "Yeah." And then tore the check up, shook their hands, and congratulations. Now run your business.
And this was when?
This was back in the 90s. See, most people don't even know this. He had a sister. He was, every time you saw him back in the 90s, fine paper bag, brown, beautiful black model. He likes fine women. He didn't have any problem with dating a black woman, walking her down red carpets. So, I mean, she says he's not a racist. He just doesn't like many people, black or white. And he appreciates people who do stuff within their lane. Well, not stay in their lane, but where they choose to be. If they do it well, he admires them. Black, white, brown, red, yellow. Most people don't know this. He was the finance man behind Jesse Jackson's 2 runs for president.
Wow.
So, you know, he talks, but I don't mind somebody talking. I think we've gotten too sensitive to that. That's part of the effeminization of the country. I remember in junior high and high school, "Hey, man, I won't say nothing, man, but last night when I saw your mama, man, you don't know I was over there because you was asleep, man." But blah, 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 blah. We ran the dozens. That was our sport. Mm-hmm. So we were used to talking about each other. Now, "Man, he talking about my mama, man." wrong with you?
Do you think
All right, I'm gonna leave. When this video is done, I'm gonna leave that whole thing because he has a lot to say on Obama and all the rest of them. Right? What's up, Phoenix Rising? All right. So basically, a bunch of black people. They ain't the brothers. They ain't the sisters. They're not the melanated people. They're not the aboriginal. But a bunch of black people went against the commandments to misjudge this man because he was the white guy they didn't like. Trump was the white guy they didn't like. And the dude that has said and done the most heinous things to us as a people, they give him a pass because the media told them that's who you should like. Understand this, right? Now, one of the things about this, all right, one of the things about this is this. I'm going to put something up real quick. And I want y'all to look at it, but I want y'all to understand. At no point will I ever argue that I don't see color. Because, well, for one reason, I am not blind. All right? I am not blind. So, hell yeah, I see a bunch of color. All right? In seeing that, I want y'all to understand this. Not only do I see it, but by looking at people's choices and looking at what's been going on, that there has been a system of H8 of the Afro male that is deeply rooted and could not have been as successful as it was had it not been for the BL female signing off on it, because they thought that they could leave the Afro male behind and be accepted. Understand, be accepted long term as part of the dominant group, not realizing that they were just a ploy anyway because they can be bred out. After 2 generations, the BL female don't matter anymore because they're not the seed carrier, and the seed carriers were just going to breed them out. That's the plan. You prevent them from creating an army, a messiah, with the oppressed man who is actually, there's a spirituality that's in this. Let me mention this. There's a spirituality that's going on with this, and that's what they're trying to destroy. I was asked by a brother. About the Holy Spirit. And we're going to get into that in a bit. But that spirit of the Most High, the spirit of the Creator, it is in every Afro man. And so what the system had to do was to convince us to follow them And they had to convince us in a way that when we followed them, it got to the point where it was voluntary. So the people they whipped into Christianity didn't become real Christians. They just followed the plan to keep from being whipped. Remember, Christianity was spread through oppression. Remember this. Historically speaking, Christianity was spread through oppression. By the tip of the sword and by the crack of the whip. That's how many Afro people became Christians. The rest was by seduction, manipulation, and brainwashing by our mothers and grandmothers. Period. Most people, when they talk about who dragged them to the church, it was always the mothers and the grandmothers, because that was the contract that they made with the devil, Azazel. Again and again and again. All the things that we were taught in the New Testament was to draw us away. And the first commandment they wanted us to break was, thou shalt have no engraven image. No graven image. We'll get to that. But when people say color don't matter, color matters a lot. I want you to look at the lady that you see in the picture and understand. This is what I want you to understand. That if she has a child with that man, she will never be able to produce no longer a thing that looks like that copper ball. Now, I want y'all to understand that that's a copper ball. And the other thing I want you to understand about the copper ball, it is that it is polished copper. So I guess you're wondering, why such the emphasis on polished copper? All right. Why such the emphasis on polished copper? Why is it that the women that appreciate us the most are the ones that lack our melanin, but the ones that despise us the most are the ones that have it? I kept wondering about that. All right. Now, let me say this. This is why color matters. If the police want to know who did something, the first thing they want to know to separate the group, to know basically at least which half of the population that they're looking for, is they want a physical identity that deals with color. All right. The reason why color matters also is that it is the mechanism by which the dominant Caucasian chattel slavery culture used to diminish the humanity of Afro men in America while programming the so-called black woman to brainwash their children into thinking something was wrong with being deeply melanated people with brown pigmentation, with a brown, dark brown appearance. Why would they do this? Right? The answer lies in a lot of things that the Caucasian culture, and as a ruling culture, had changed in order to diminish the greatness of the Creator by having people misidentify with the original people the Creator created, and misidentify how the Creator looked, and misidentify how the Creator's messengers looked, which we would call angels, archangels, and all the rest of it. So now, how important is color? Again, when people make a complaint to the police, it's the first thing that they mention, right? It is so important that throughout our history, Afro men was accused of crimes committed by Caucasian men, where people falsely imprisoned them, took them to the death chamber, killed them, killed off whole communities based on the color of the individual that committed the crime being a lie or false. And in most cases, it was a lie. If you think color don't matter when it comes to a lie, you think it don't matter, ask the people of Rosewood. All right? In the United States, people were hung because of their color. All right, let's not get it twisted. What's up, Dom? All right. People were hung because of their color, merely because of their color. So never let anybody tell you that color isn't important. So then why then would a society, a dominant society, want to diminish the color and the meaning and the beauty of color of a particular group of people? Brainwashing. It all comes down to brainwashing. And the brainwashing that they want to do is to make a wicked society. And how you do that? You make the scripture, the word of God, to no effect. But here is the thing. People keep asking me about what's the best Bible, what's the best book, because of all my studying, all the books that I've shown you. You're asking the wrong question. What you should be asking is, do we need any of the books? I'm explaining something to you. For the fact that we as Afro men are who we are, then we should not be worried or concerned about who the BAW, the black woman, the BL female date. We shouldn't be concerned about who they marry. That is just there to let us know that they're not ours, that they do not belong to the Afro men. They don't honor our community. They don't honor good men that are Afro men. And that's not our problem. All right? So it's one less thing we have to worry about. It's something we don't have to deal with. All right? I want y'all to understand this. This is something that does not affect us at all. But it do show you what they think of us, and it shows you that it is what it is. All right? But we don't have to worry about them. We don't have to worry about that. It ain't our problem, and it's more so theirs than ours. So So why do I have this here? And why do I tell you that what you read, there are things that you should know in your heart as a good Afro man, because all of the Most High's people are good Afro men. So there are things that you should know already. And I'm saying downright, there are some things that you should know already. And the reason why you should know them already, because by design, it was designed for you to know already. All right? Remember, by design, it was designed for you to know already. By design. And it is something that we throw away on a regular basis. We don't need all these books, and all the books were written in such a way to divert us from who we were. All right. I was arguing with these clowns about the Bible. All right. And there's something I want to show y'all. Let me see. Let's not go there first. Okay, there's that. Nope, that ain't what I want. Nope, that ain't what I want. Is it this? There we go. All right, this is something I want to show y'all real quick. This is Daniel 10, chapter 10, verse 6. All right, we are going to cover some very, very important things in this. Hold on for a second. All right. We are going to cover some very, very important things right here. When we were talking about the scripture, first of all, we need to stop listening to females. They can't teach us crap. We know stuff without needing to know stuff, if you know what I mean. All right, they can't tell us nothing. They tell us all they can do is tell us what some dude told them that makes them feel good. All right, but they do not adhere to anything scripturally to begin with, as a community as a whole, based on statistics. Because if statistically they were doing what they were supposed to do, then over 70% of them would not be single mothers, nor would 59% of them be mothers with multiple children from babies' daddies, nor would they have chosen for 61% of the Afro male population that has multiple children with multiple babies' mom, dudes that just came out of prison or jail. Period. All right. I'm kind of about second chances, But the second chance dude should not be your first choice if you're trying to build something, unless you just love that struggle. But see, that's a dude shit that these people think they can control. I want you to read that real quick. All right. And what I want you to concentrate on is the word bronze. All right. Now, when going across this, and basically a disclaimer, I got into this is because I just came across this dude on YouTube that liked to talk about angels, and I'll go and check them and just see where they at and see if they're making any kind of sense. That's all that is. See how much bull they're full of, this, that, and the other, right? And so basically, I was like, this dude is off. Now, even though they're going back and forth between the New and Old Testament, they try to take everything and curry it over to Jesus. Why? Because for them, Jesus is a white guy with blue eyes. Some of the time he got brown, but he's definitely a white guy. And they all want you to worship the white guy. The guy we shouldn't, in scripture, worship at all. Whether he's a white guy, a black guy, or whatever. I've often said this, and so I'm going to say it again. Because I don't think people really understand what I'm actually saying. All right. If one were to go up and see the Most High's image, I want y'all to understand this. If one was to go up and they were able to see the Most High's image, when they came back here, they would still not be allowed. All right. They still would not be allowed to make an image of what they saw, even if they made the image in the exact likeness of what they saw. All right. I want y'all to understand that. All right. Even if they made that in the exact likeness and image that they saw. So, this is where I wanted to go. All right, let's go into Daniel real quick. I'm going to show y'all something. I'm going to show y'all a couple of things. One, it shouldn't be that alarming, but it should be alarming. But I'm going to tell you how slick and intricately people manipulated the scripture. All right, hold on for a second. Let me do it this way. Where is my there it is. All right, so we're going to concentrate on what's in blue. All right, and I'm going to really want y'all to concentrate on what's in blue. Now, we're going to go down Daniel 10:1. It was the third year of the Kadesh sovereigns, so holy sovereigns of Persia, and a word was revealed to Daniel, whose name was called Belteshazzar. And the word was true, and the conflict great. And he understood the word and had understood the vision. In those days, I, Daniel, was mourning 3 weeks of days. I did not eat desirable food, and meat and wine did not come to my mouth. Right? And I did not anoint myself at all till the completion of the week of days. And on the 24th day of the first month, while I was by the side of the great river, that is Hidjadel, right? Then I lifted my eyes and looked and saw a certain man dressed in linen, whose loins was girded with the gold of Uphaz, and his body was like beryl, and his face like the appearance of lightning, and his eyes like torches of fire. So his eyes were red flame fire, right? And his arms and feet were like polished bronze in appearance. And the sound of his word like the cloud. And I, Daniel, alone saw the vision, for the men who were with me did not see the vision, but the great trembling fell upon them and ran away to hide themselves. So they saw what was coming and they ran. So I was left alone, and I saw this great vision, and no strength remained in me, for my comeliness was destroyed in me, and I retained no strength. Just the mere vision of what he saw just sapped him of his strength. I heard the sounds of his words, and while I heard the sound of his word, I was stunned, lying with my face to the ground. And see, a hand touched me and set me trembling on my knees. And the palms of my hands said to me, he said to me, "Oh, Daniel, man," and they say son of man, right? "Understand the words I speak to you and stand upright, for I have now been sent to you." And while I was speaking this word, while he was speaking this word to me, I stood trembling. And he said, to me, "Do not fear, Daniel. From the first day that that you set your heart to understand and to humble yourself before Elohim, your words were heard, and I have come because of your words." But the head of the rule of Persia withstood me 21 days, and see, Michael, one of the chief heads, came to help me, for I had been left alone there with the sovereigns of Persia. Now, this means that who Daniel was talking to was an angel, and Michael, an archangel, had to come and help him so that he can overcome the Persians quicker, so that he can get there to Daniel to give the message to him for whatever he and this is the message. "I have come to make you understand what is to befall your people in the latter days, for the vision is yet for days to come." All right, I'm gonna skip down, and hold on, let me see something. All right, let me go to 10 and 16. Right? "And see, one who looked down like the sons of men touched my lip, and I opened my mouth and spoke and said to him who stood before me, My master, because of the vision I have been seized with pains. I have retained no strength." Now let me read that again, and then let me go up to the word bronze, right? And see, one who looked like the sons of men. That means that barring the fiery eyes, the face of lightning, he looked like us. And by us, I mean us, y'all. All right, so let me do this. So what we want to do is compare this in Hebrew. And y'all might not be able to see this. But this is a Hebrew, I got the Hebrew and Hebrew concordance, the definition of a word, right? So this word means copper. Now, let me show y'all something. Why this means something. Why it means something where you heard them quote bronze, but the word that they were using means copper. All right. So let's go to here. Now, some of you might not be able to see this, right? All right, some of you may have problems with this. All right, but I'm gonna kind of break it down as much as I can. All right. The look was, his body was like beryl, his face was like the appearance of lightning, his eyes were torches of fire, and his feet like polished bronze. Arms and feet was like polished bronze. Remember, I said this is the wrong word, right? So basically, this is the word right there. That's the word. That word that they translated to mean bronze, they understood that they were translating it wrong. And they said bronze is because, well, they could put bronze is part copper, right? But they were trying to hide something when they translated it to mean bronze. All right? And I'm going to show you something of what they were trying to hide. They was trying to hide identity. The ability for us to identify ourselves. When they refer to us, when they refer to in an New Testament, when they was given a description of Christ, they said he was like burnt bronze, which is very, very dark, right? When referring to the sources in heaven, understand this. When they were referring to the sources in heaven, to the entities in heaven, on the left, this is bronze, kind of look golden. What it is not is white. All right, but on the right, it's copper. It looks like us. In all variations. And when they said polished copper, it looked like a shining Afro human being. You understand? So I asked myself, wow, that's a big difference between bronze and copper. I wonder why they took the word for copper in Hebrew and translated it in all the modern Bibles as bronze. I wonder when it comes to us in spirituality, why they keep whitewashing who the Most High is and what he may look like. That's things that should make you go, I wonder why they did that. All right. So, as y'all see, in the when I put up the definition of that word, it's copper. Then they try to say, or things made with copper. No, it's copper. See, people know when they're looking at a dark entity. Yeah, it's Daniel's book, y'all. All right. Now, as I'm gonna go back to not Daniel, I want to show y'all something else. When we was talking about this spirit thing, right? Want to show y'all something else if I can. I would also like for y'all, for those that like to donate, that understand what I do, what this channel does and stuff like that. For those of you that donated already, y'all help a brother out. Y'all help me get some stuff done here. Y'all help me hand out a lot of stuff, right? And so for those other brothers that would like to help out, my PayPal me and my Cash App is in the description box. Y'all can look at some of the videos and understand what this is really about. It's about looking out for us in the whole diaspora. I was talking to another Filipina that worked for T-Mobile, and there's the hope that that'll be opening up, but we're looking like at the beginning of the year. All right, so we're still going to take the computers there, but I'm bringing like more soccer balls here because there is a soccer professional that is retiring, and they're going to start teaching the children in the NGO. So all those soccer balls that put that in, made that an idea there. All right, stuff is bearing fruit there at the NGO. All right, so we want to continue to, do stuff with them. All right, but I want to get into this real quick. All right, I want to really break this down real quick. All right, and basically, we are going to go into something, and I want y'all to understand some stuff. All right. The Most High, when he created us to be self-sufficient. Period. End of story. He created us to be self-sufficient. All right. All right. Here we go. These are the births of the heavens when they were created. All right. Illuminate, no shrub was just formed. Okay. No plant in the field yet sprung up. Illuminate has not sent rain, and there was no man to till the ground. But a mist went up from the earth and watered the entire surface of the ground. And Yahweh, so that's who our creative is, Yahweh, or Yahweh, but Yahweh Elohim, formed man. Understand this, let me just, so y'all can understand what I'm getting at. This Holy Spirit that the Roman and white people invented, we never needed it. What is the Holy Spirit? By definition, it is the Spirit of God. As they say, the Holy Spirit is the Spirit of God. This is what they teach you at church. All right? How do you get it? Well, if you look in everything, the Spirit of God was always with us. This is how Daniel was able to communicate and get assistance from an angel that frightened the bejesus out of him. But this is what frightened him, right? The people that respected and was obedient to Elohim got Elohim sources and help. And the reason why they were able to communicate with Elohim always was that the people that did not fall down and bow down to the idols, because in their spirit, they knew that it was just a jacked up thing to do. And this was when these were men that had in their spirit that something was wrong, from Abraham, who knew that his father was just jacked up, worshiping them gods that could not do anything, all the way down to the rest of the fellas. Right? And so you got this. Well, if all of them had the Spirit of God and did mighty things. So here's the question. Well, all the prophets, all the people in the Old Testament able to do mighty things, how come everybody is so weak in the New Testament? Well, that was the purpose of the New Testament, to make you weak, dependent upon one man that went away and he ain't coming back yet. So all you got to do is be pious and take everything that your oppressor can dish out. You're not supposed to stand for anything and do anything. Whereas if you go and read the Old Testament, no, we're supposed to be the person judging. And we're supposed to be judging because we understand the commandments intimately. But how do we understand the commandments intimately if we understood them before they were written? And why were they written to the people, had to be put in stone, when they were never ever put in stone, but we were always his people? The reason why it had to be written in stone, because we done got tied up with so many of the Egyptian women that we started following their gods, to the point where we made a golden calf even in the midst of leaving. Whoop, there it is. Always following these females into disaster. And complaining about what the strong man is doing. All right. Now, here we go. Genesis 2:7. And Yahweh, Elohim, formed the man out of the dust from the ground, and he breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living soul. So we were formed from the dust of the ground. Then the Most High breathed into us his spirit. And that spirit that he breathed into us, plus the dirt, made us a living soul. That's why we don't need the Holy Spirit. We had it from the time we were created. What we need is the guidance to go back to following the spirit that the Most High gave us. But so many of us have been so far removed from the Most High by the doctrines of devils, as they say, that now they need the books to get back to where they're supposed to be. Period. Everything that looks like was written appears that it was changed ever so slightly to get us to voluntarily go away from the Most High's commandments. My biggest adversaries, the people that causes me the most trouble, even with this, even with showing y'all the truth, because even more Caucasians are like, oh wow, man, that's some deep stuff. I did not know that. We're not really having a problem with them. We're having a problem with us. Alright? Period. And you cannot expect a group of people to respect you. Understand this. You cannot expect a group of people to respect you when you're not worthy of said respect. Period. Alright? The reason why hell is happening is the brothers, the sisters been left the Most High, and the brothers left the Most High following behind the so-called black woman. This is what makes politics so egregious, and this is what makes us need to wake up. Period. We need to wake up. Period. The reason why we need to wake up is this. One of the things I kept preaching is no one on either side of the political spectrum, I want y'all to understand this. No one on either side of the political spectrum respects the Afro man. While at the same time understanding that the BL female are traitors to the Afro man. All these women have in common, with the exception of the police chief, is they despise Afro men. Their dream guy was a Caucasian man, and all of them were Democrat with the exception of Condoleezza Rice. All of them were Democrats before they were Republican. Period. All these people that everybody's trying to put up. Candace Owens, a dude wrote a reply to me. He said, Candace Owens, she is not a Republican. She is not a Democrat. She is an opportunist. What's up, Wayne King? She's an opportunist. But she does not represent the Afro male. None of these women do. As a matter of fact, women in political power do not represent the Afro male. No matter what party is parading them out there before your face. I want y'all to understand that. They don't represent the community. They don't represent the children. They don't represent the Afro male. Do you know why the Caucasian males have them out there? Because we have been so indoctrinated not to iron sharpen iron with grown men, with men. And we have so many simps that will fight a man that's telling them the truth. That these people say, oh, these people, the mind of these males in this modern age is so destroyed that we need to put somebody like their mama up there to make them act right. We are the only group of people where when they want to control you, they go to get your mama. Because that's how brainwashed the modern day so-called black man is. That the police, if they're having the real big problem, hey, let's go find out who his mama is. That's how brainwashed we are. And that is the fault of the BAW, but it's your fault as a man because you're supposed to break that brainwashing as you grow up. But because you're so interested in things and trinkets, a lot of these dudes run around and don't see anything long term. I'm going to tell you the other reason why they fail. The other reason why the so-called black man fail, because he don't realize he's copper colored, he doesn't realize he's an aboriginal, and he don't realize all these things, even though a lot of people are trying to tell him, because he refused to think, and he's comfortable at being nothing. And you got a lot of other men, we're just not comfortable at being nothing. We're legacy creators. All right? And we're sick and tired of the injustice. But at the same time, while you're sick and tired of the injustice, right? Remember, on the Kaepernick thing, I was clowning Trump all day long. On his handling of the virus, I was saying he got it right. On his handling of the economy, you have to admit it, he got it right. Period. He got all of that stuff right. Period. He got the Kaepernick stuff wrong. He got the stuff about our culture wrong because he don't live in our culture. All right. But as you said before, if you wanted to start a business and it was solid and other Caucasian people wouldn't give you the loan, Trump did. Trump funded Jesse Jackson's 2 presidential runs. And we got idiots running around here calling that dude racist. Because he don't like everybody. Because he don't like illegal aliens. Hell, half the people that don't like the illegal aliens is the Spanish. The Hispanic. The Mexican ones and the Cuban ones. They know who all these gangs are. And they just as much don't want the gangs around as anything else. An old flame was hollering at me. And she was telling me about a lot of stuff that's going down in the hood. So much so that she just said, man, you know what? I might need to get out of this. Stop running in the hood. Now, she knew I was here, and I give her this respect. She hit me up on Messenger. Yeah. Let's talk about Kim K. Afro folks love to despise that woman and call her all kind of names that does not warrant her character, while they at the same time love Izzo and Cardi B. And I still, for the life of me, been trying to figure out what in the world made Kim K worse than Cardi B. What in the world made her worse than half the females on the block? Oh, did I say half? Let's go 70%. Oh, let's be fair enough. She's at least better than 59% who have multiple children from multiple babies' daddies. And they actually made more videos than her. That they went into knowingly that was going to go up online. Hers was a surprise to her. But she made it work for her. All right, let's talk about all of that. All right, they have been trying to get us to bear. Here's the thing. And this is what a lot of us don't understand. To get us to get away from our power and the way we can heal, you have to corrupt us and continue to corrupt us. All right. And how this works is, as we are starting to learn and understand things, we start to tend to not want to be corrupted, right? But see, that's a no-go for those who want authority over us. They have to keep us corrupted, right? The Most High gave us a lot of freedoms, and a lot of freedoms is in His commandments. All right. And so let's look at the New Testament, what we believe about the New Testament based on preaching. All right. And let's just go look down it. Okay. And Elohim spoke all these words, saying, I am Yahweh your Elohim, who brought you out of the land of Mizraim, out of the house of slavery. You shall have no other mighty ones against my face. All right. You do not make for yourself a carved image of any likeness of that which is where in the heavens above. So remember I said you can't even make a carved image of the Most High if you saw Him personally. All right. Or which is in the earth beneath, or which is in the waters under the earth. So this white Jesus, oh, that's in the earth. That's a graven image. And people, when they close their eyes, they see that. Okay, so all those people are dust because they're in violation of this commandment. You do not bow down to them nor serve them. For I, Yahweh, your Elohim, am a jealous El, visiting the crookedness of the fathers on the children to the third and fourth generations of those that hate me. In other words, you despise the Most High when you break this commandment. And remember, most of these females created many of these children by fathers that do not like the Most High. Why? Because they were gangbangers. They were wicked men. These are the curses. And the children can break them by going over to the Most High. Because the Most High said, if you were righteous and became unrighteous before you died, then you will be judged to be unrighteous. If you were unrighteous but became righteous before you, then you will be judged as righteous. All right. See, now let me say this. 20 and 16. You do not bear false witness against your neighbor. All this stuff, and this is why the wickedness of these females and these simps are going to be judged. Mark my word. The wickedness of the females and these simps are going to be judged on that alone. The simps are mad because the BAW is mad and that's who they follow. So they're going to be judged for that. Because they have put the coochie of the females over the commandments of the Most High. And then these dudes, oh, are you one of them Israelite? Because I told them that the New Testament is false. We know this. The whole thing goes against these commandments. You can't say you're for the commandments and the New Testament at the same time. It's just not possible. But you can't tell them dudes nothing. So let's not tell them anything. All right. At the end of the day, all right, I've been asked a few questions on a lot of things. And I told people we never needed a religion to know what was right and wrong because we always understood it. It was the man that stayed home didn't need to go be indoctrinated by church. He knew what his responsibility was to the Most High and to the house. He didn't need no other man to tell him. All right. This is the corruption of us by getting us to willfully reject God's, the Most High, Jehovah's commandments. And remember, the Caucasian system got us to willfully do it. Because they changed some of the things, like the bronze and stuff like that, and brainwashed us to believe that all these heavenly entities were Caucasian when they're actually shining copper color. And then you saw when he said, looking like the Son of Man, that means the New Testament is a burden book. The commandments give you freedom. I kept telling people, the preacher's been lying to you when they tell you it's harder to break. You can't keep the commandment. It's easier to keep a commandment than it is to break one. And then when I gave them an example of what it took to break a commandment, they said, man, you got to be a really corrupt person. I said, yeah, but that's what the preachers keep calling you. You dirty as filthy rags. You corrupt. You're always thinking about taking another man's wife. But you like, no, I don't. I went to work. I was too tired to think about anything outside of work. Oh, you didn't think about taking nobody's wife? You see what I mean? All right. They have thoroughly got our mammas and grandmas to thoroughly brainwash us into not only breaking commandments, but throwing away who we really are and understanding that Psalms 8 is alive and well. Psalms 8. What is man that thou art mindful of him, and the Son of Man that thou visitest him? For thou hast made him a little lower than the angels, but crowned him with glory and honor. Only if we follow the commandments. And so, when we were made in the Most High's image, from the dust of the earth, which is dark brown, and gets darker brown, all right, not sand, but dust of the earth, and he breathed into our nostrils the breath of life, and we became a living soul. He made us in his image. So the image of him is the very image that the BL female hates the most. All right. But one of the things that I started to understand, a lot of the Caucasian people are starting to respect it, but only the ones that are worthy of respect. The followers of the BL female, they are just going to keep on parading these females out before you to get you to vote and stay in their system, while the rest of us leave it. Hey, Dwight, what's going down, man? All right. And so, basically, when we get back to these pictures, right, I want y'all to understand that when they changed words, they were giving themselves a code. Understand that word in Hebrew, right? Hold on. Understand that word. And then the very thing that you should then try to understand is, but wait a minute, brethren, wait a minute. Now that I understand that word, Now, it is significant why they would use bronze instead of copper when they translated it. Understand, the word said copper, but they used the word bronze. Because at the time, all the metal workers and all the people knew the difference between bronze and copper. All right. And so now you start to get the whitewashing of scripture all the way back was when it was being translated. They knew that word meant copper. And if people did a little more research, they would figure out that it means copper. But one of the things that they count on from us as the so-called black peoples is laziness. We're not going to look at things in its original text. All right? We're not going to see things for what it originally was. We're not going to go and look at the horse's mouth for ourselves. We're going to blame Trump for a bunch of stuff he didn't say because CNN said he said it. But and then even when we go, and I've seen people do this, they'll go and look at his speech and they're like, I said, see, he didn't say that. Well, I could see how they said he said that. And I was like, okay, you just want to be a liar on people. See, I don't trust half the so-called black people I know because they're liars to their heart. They want to believe only what makes them feel good so much that they will perpetuate lies on someone else. And we are not supposed to be around them people, nor should we trust them. Anybody that bears false witness, all right, that's a problem. All right. Now, I wanted to take my hat off. See how shiny my forehead is? That look like copper. Y'all see that? Now I ain't going to set my eyes on fire to try to simulate what the dude was looking at. Because unlike the angel not being burnt, yeah, I won't be seeing. But y'all see what I mean? And so when he said he looked like copper, when the word that was translated to bronze, which is a lighter metal made with copper, but he said his skin and his arms and his legs were copper. Y'all, that's me. And shiny. All right, so I want y'all to understand this. Period. We need to stop letting them manipulate us. And basically, when we look at these things, and when we get people that can show us what words mean, we need to stop making them people our enemy because they want us to understand what the truth is. And that's the sad part. Our biggest enemies, beyond the female, is a bunch of dusty dudes like that dude from that coon site. I want y'all to think about that. He gonna tell me F you, this, that, and the other. Alright? And if you look at these spears, these copper spears, it looks like many of us get out there to sweating. It looks like many of us. Alright? Period. Now, They took a word in scripture and they changed it around so that we wouldn't understand the real color was. Is because how could you be putting the Most High's copper people in chattel slavery and stripping them of their name, culture, and everything else? And why would they do that anyway? Because probably when they came here and tried to give it that Christianity BS, we already knew about the Most High and didn't need their brainwashing and stuff. So, the whips came out. Remember, much of Christianity that wasn't done by the brainwashing of our mothers, much of Christianity was spread at the point of a sword and the crack of the whip. In the United States, by the bullet and the crack of the whip or the noose. All right, y'all know the story behind Amazing Grace, right? It was the song they sang to hang an Afro man. That's the song they sang. That's why the dude created it. And yet it is just the most serious song in the church. So much so that Obama went and started singing it, and because he had a deep voice, all them women was swooning. And the dudes not realizing what was going on. Y'all need to understand. Here, I'm going to see if I can get this. Okay, I'm looking at the complicated story behind Amazing Grace. Hold it, wait. All right, hold on for a second. All right, this was And a lot of stuff, let me say this. Google and YouTube are doing it again. A lot of things were historical things, right? And what happened is that a lot of these songs, and we used to know this history, we used to just know it. All right. They used to call them Amazing Grace lynchings. All right. And basically, they sung the song at the lynchings. Now I'm looking at some of the images and stuff like that, and what happens is that we sing this song, and I was trying to find the history of it, but I have it in my documentations. I thought I was going to be able to Google it again, but sadly, Google will make sure that a lot of stuff. Hey, Dwight, you might have to go back, unsubscribe it, and subscribe back to the channel. All right, but so basically, a lot of stuff, a lot of our history is being taken down, right? And that's why I'm glad I bought all the books the way I did, right? A lot of our a lot of our history has been taken down. All right, period. It's being dismantled. A lot of the evidence is being taken down, and they got a lot of young people working as fact checkers that don't know anything about facts. So much so that the lawyers are now going after them and ripping them to shreds. You know, lawyers understand these words real well and how people use and manipulate them. All right. And so this is where we are, people. This is where we are. We are in a deep place where if we don't start sharpening iron with iron, all right, and never mind what book is the best, read all the books, but read it from the standpoint of knowing that the authors that wrote these books were trying to mislead you to make the color, which is important, of everything not you. Because if they actually told the truth, then they would have to explain how could they do that to people that are the image of the Most High. How do you explain that to the world? And then how do you explain, why did you teach us to hate the very people that are in the image of the Most High? You taught it through the Hollywood movies. You taught us to despise the people. You taught them that these people were nothing. And basically, they're the image of the Most High. They're the image of the Kadesh ones, which we now call angels. So that Caucasian statue we've been worshiping, that's not real. See, that's whoo, you talking about a job that these systems have done on the world. Right? In Africa, in Asia, everywhere. And the first people that are starting to really wake up is some Caucasian women. They know something ain't right. How did something just ain't right. All right. But here's the thing. Daniel said, hide the word in my heart so that I might not sin against thee. All right. GMS. Esau is not the white man. Esau is Jacob's twin. All right. Let's get that straight. Biologically speaking, scripturally speaking, all the rest of that stuff. Same mother and father. The white people are from the Caucasus Mountains. And these mountains up here over in Europe. And really, quite honestly, although we know that you got some that lack melanin, you got people that lack melanin that procreated with other people that lack melanin. But the so-called Caucasian man, we call them Caucasian because most of them are from the Caucasus Mountains. And so it's a whole different group. All right. And so we need to get into our studies. We need to get away from these camps. All right. Esau is not the Caucasian man. That's why they let that stuff go on, because they know that that Esau was a twin. All right. And Esau wasn't white. All right. And I'm going to tell you something else about Esau. His line was wiped out because he wanted to make war against his brother. So his line, in a pure sense, do not exist. I did a video on Esau with the scriptures. Esau don't exist. His line was wiped off by the Most High because he wanted to make war with his brother. Go back and read Genesis. Go back and read what was really going on. See, people been giving y'all pieces of what's written. All right? People are giving you pieces that have been written, but I had to break it down because even for a minute I was like that, but when we read that, Esau was wiped out. All right? And that's because he just couldn't get it out of, even though the Most High gave him land, gave him his people and everything, the Most High wiped his seed from the earth. So the white man can't be Esau. Hold on. Let me see if I got a little time to go back to that. And I have to go to the King James. All right. Okay, let me see. Hold on for a second. All right, let's go to Deuteronomy. Hold on. All right. Let's go to lay his mountains. Because the Most High, when he says he hates something, all right, okay, Malachi 1 and 3. Let's read that real quick. All right, let's demonstrate. Okay. All right, so basically, what's going on is Esau kept wanting to go after Jacob, right? And so for this reason, he hated Esau. He gave him the mountains. He gave him a lot of stuff. And the Most High said he laid his mountains and his heritage to waste for the dragons of the wilderness. Whereas Edom said, we are impoverished, but we will return, build the desolate place. Thus said the Lord of hosts. They shall build, and I will throw it down. They shall call them the borders wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord indignation forever. Right? So let's go back and look at, let's see. All right, we're looking at Genesis, right? All right, I can't find it quick enough. All right, but the Most High destroyed the seeds of Esau to their almost to naught. This is not the white people that people are getting confused with, right? Esau was a twin of Jacob, and all the other people that he got involved with, all his women, would indicate that he kept having offspring with other melanated people because all the people were melanated. All right. And so basically, there was a bunch of black folks. All right. And this is according to the Old Testament. And the Old Testament is the history of what happened to them. All right. And so here's our problem. And this is to all of y'all. When y'all read the story about somebody, read it as a complete story. Do not go grab stuff that was written by another author about something else in another book that was written hundreds of years after the fact and try to equate that with the historical documents. All right. When the Most High wanted to wipe Esau out, that's what he did. All right. It has nothing to do with the New Testament, the Apocrypha, or nothing like that. All right. Now, are the Caucasians guilty of Esau's sin? Now, that's another story right there. Because they want to wipe us out the same way that Esau wanted to wipe Jacob out. And anybody that wants to wipe out the Most High's people, the Most High deals with. All right. And so basically, when we're talking about the history of something, scripture not dealing with that history has nothing to do with it. All right. And that line upon line, precept upon precept is some more mumbo jumbo from out of the New Testament that throws people off, is because now people don't take things as the pericope. And a pericope means the complete thought. Meaning, if you want to understand what happened to Esau, look at all the stuff, at what God said he did to Esau specifically. And if he said he wiped them out and his generations, then that's what he did. And he tore his mountains down to nothing, then that's what he did. All right. And so any nation that mistreats us have to deal with the Most High sooner or later, just like Esau had to deal with them. All right. So that's basically it. Hate don't means to strongly dislike and to understand that you mean malice towards somebody. Hate is an action word like love is. Love, somebody say, I love you. What did you do? You know, how's that love? You just took me to child support court. You know what I mean? That ain't love. That right there is strongly linked to hate, maybe, because you're seeking to destroy somebody. So hate is the dislike against somebody such that you want to take action against them. So that's when you see in scripture, especially the Old Testament, and he hated his brother, that person wanted to act on doing something awful to his brother. This is what Esau's problem was. Oh, Elijah came up with Obadiah. One verse 10. Hold on. Let's look at Obadiah 1 verse 10. Ah, here we go. Thank you, Elijah. Man, see, I'm glad I haven't. Hey, y'all, see, this shows you, y'all, I don't got it all on my own. And some of the times I will have gone over some stuff and it's hard for me to get back to it. All right. This is, yeah. Thank you, brother Elijah be on it. He be like Dwight when it comes to this kind of stuff with me. Because some of the times I need the help to get there. Okay. So, this is what happened. Obadiah, for thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall come over thee. Thou shalt be cut off forever. In the day that thou stoodest on the other side, in the day that strangers carried away captives his forces, and foreigners entered into his gates and cast lots upon Jerusalem, even now was as one of them. But thou shouldst not have looked on that day, on the day of thy brother, in the day that he became a stranger. Neither should thou have rejoiced over the children of Judah in the day of their destruction. Neither should thou have spoken proudly of the day of the distress. So in this one, this is the King James BRG Bible. So stuff that is a quote from the Most High is in blue. All right. This is why he destroyed Edom. He committed violence against Jacob. All right. For the day of the Lord is near. All heathens, as thou have done, thou shalt done. It shall be done to thee, and thy reward shall return upon thy own head. For as you drunk upon my holy mountain, so shall the heathen drink continually. Yea, they shall drink, and they shall swallow down, and they shall be as though they had not been. But upon Mount Zion shall be deliverance, there shall be holiness, and the house of Jacob shall possess their possessions. And Jacob shall be fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble. And they shall kindle them and devour them. There shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau. All right. So the Most High dealt with Esau in the Old Testament. Again, thank you, brother Elijah. All right. That dude be on it. I'm going to just, look, brother Elijah be on it. Like, he's like brother Dwight and Antonio Johnson. And Daniel Porter, he be, but brother Elijah be on it. All right. So the Philippines, all right, the plain of the Philippines, and they shall possess the fields of Ephraim, Samaria. Benjamin shall possess Gilead. And so, yeah, they took over everything Esau had. Esau was utterly destroyed. And the reason why he was utterly destroyed, because he wanted to make war with his brother. And even though, and here's the other thing, and this is why this was a problem. Esau wanted to make war with his brother after the Most High punished his brother for what he did with the birthright. So Jacob got punished, and Jacob was not allowed to take Esau's land. For those of you that remember the story as I did it, right? Esau had a lot of land, and no, it has happened yet. See, GMS restitution, you're following that group think of that group. This has already happened because the Most High is talking about the mountains of Esau, and the Caucasians have nothing. The mountains of the Caucasus in Europe, it has nothing to do with the mountains in Africa. Now, you're talking to a dude that has studied geology, and geography. Couple of interesting things going on in Africa. With in between, going between Brazil and stuff like that, and the rest of the group can tell you that I just get A's in that stuff in my sleep. They saw my grades, right? They know what I study, right? They know that I studied the African continent and the mountains in particular, and I took quite an interest in them because of what was going on. You are spouting what the group told you to say, and you are using things that are not. You're trying to use Ecclesiasticus and all kind of other stuff instead of basically what happened. All right. The Most High dealt with Esau in the way that he did because you just couldn't tell him nothing. All right? You couldn't tell him nothing. And the reason why you couldn't tell him nothing, because he just still decided to be angry about some stuff and not get over it. So it caused him to destroy himself. Hold on. And GMS, whatever. Ain't nobody talking about saving somebody that's been destroyed. That's what we're saying. All right. Esau has been destroyed. All right. The Caucasus people from the Caucasus mountain are not Esau, which was the twin of Jacob. All right. We're not talking about Esau has been destroyed. Esau is no more, neither is his lineage or his family. They have been consumed, as you read, by the Canaanites and all the rest of that in Ephraim. And then Israel took over that. Period. You're missing so GMS. Esau did give his blessing to Jacob, right? I just told you the white people are the people from the Caucasus Mountains, hence the name Caucasian. All right, the white people are not Esau. Esau is the twin brother of an Afro man. That makes him an Afro man. He was just on the lighter side, but and really he was like them people we call red, like Red Fox. All right, nobody ever called Red Fox white, but they would call him red. All right, and so what's up, Christopher Lane? And so that's basically what happened. So Esau kept wanting to, he just was feeling some kind of way. But then not only did he want to make war against his brother, but he rejoiced when others came and just kind of beat them in war and helped them to it. This is what caused the Most High to hate him. And the Most High just said, okay, I'm going to just utterly destroy your mountains, tear down your mountains, tear down your lineage, your family line and everything, and you will be no more. And Esau is no more. All right, the Caucasian people, they are another story. All right, and that's the problem. These groups came in with no historical reference, with no geological reference, with no geographical reference. All right, and we're talking about biblically speaking, and not understanding the nature of biology. Oh, yeah, that's right. I understand that because that was my job. Okay? And so, yeah, it's all bull. Right? And so, I'm not here to debate anything. I'm teaching. Period. I'm teaching from the point of a biologist, chemist, not a doctorate in geography, not a doctorate in geology, but enough to know what things are. Now, the biologist, chemist stuff, yeah, I got paperwork behind that. All right, and so a twin brother that is looking red is not a white person. Period. White person is double recessive for melanin. Period. That would not describe Esau. Period. His offspring were able to be mixed in with the rest of the groups because they were all melanated. Period. No, nothing. Look, GMS, nothing I say means nothing to you because you don't respect knowledge that's coming from anybody outside your group. You've been brainwashed by a group. And so you're going to bring that mess here. It just don't work here because when I mention my credentials, I'm just letting you know I got it. But when I mention where I stand, everybody else on my channel knows where I stand. And I've been able to show almost everybody else, at least in this feed right here. So basically, you're making yourself look bad in this group because this isn't a people with group thing. And see, I'm going to tell you something else about this group. You got a lot of people here that study the scripture, right? You got a lot of people here that study the scripture that don't belong to no group. But we do this. We look at it unfiltered by groupthink, by some organization that's trying to put some BS down here. And my paperwork should mean something to you because I've been dealing in biology all my adult life almost. All right. And we're not just talking about that, but my paperwork should mean something to you in that it means that I studied the stuff. But you do like most of the rest of the so-called black people that despise other black people with knowledge because we don't belong to your group and we decided to study some stuff independently. No, Esau had melanin. And if you don't understand this, brother, white people have melanin too. It's just not presented as a phenotype. What's up, King Groove? Okay, but Esau had melanin. Like Red Fox had melanin, and Red Fox was considered red. And all the rest of the dudes we call red, like Sinbad, red. All right? But they phenotype as Afro people. Yeah, I feel you on that, King Group. And they come in starting mess with other Afro people that study more than they do independently of them and come to more solid conclusions about some things. All right. Now, no dude that do not respect paperwork or my job can get on my channel and tell me, all right, what something is. I'm telling you because it's apparent that you don't know. You don't know half the stuff I know. I can tell by your response. All right. I am telling you as a medical professional with different phenotype presentations of melanin is and why you could be a red man and still considered to be Africoid. Because it just is. Just like you can be an albino. But Esau was not an albino, which means he possessed melanin and a lot of it. It's just that the melanin presented in more of a ruddy red, like Red Fox, like Sinbad. We've seen this. Hey, what's up, Dwight? All right. And this is why nobody respects people from these groups. Because they don't come in here with information. You need to come in here to learn. All right. Period. I'm trying to teach you something. And your little stuff from the groups ain't matching here. Because people here know that I got the years of actually dealing with biology, literally dealing with microorganisms, literally dealing with blood, literally dealing with blood type phenotypes, literally looking at it under microscopes, literally looking at it in all other kinds of ways to tell you that I recognize stuff intimately because it's stuff that we had to know how to save a life in the lab. So when I talk about phenotypes and genotypes, all right, I know what I'm talking about more than the dudes that apparently taught you. Yeah, you remember the UV thing. Yeah, so white people, every mammal, let me repeat this, every mammal that lives under the sun has melanin, or else they cannot live under the sun. And so, Mr. GMS Restitution, you should have been watching a lot more of my videos because I demonstrated how white people have melanin. Every mammal, white people are mammals, that lives under the sun has melanin. White people's melanin just don't present as a genotype. In other words, their melanin is not outside the skin, it's just under the layer of skin that they have. So when you take a UV camera, which, you know what? Hey, I still have that video. I should present it to them, but why? You can't teach somebody who wants to be disrespectful. So I'll just not present that. But to the rest of you, maybe in another one, we'll present. Or never mind. Y'all remember the video I had up, how the sun sees you? That should be good. But most of y'all seen that video already. Y'all seen that demonstration. All right. Exactly, King Groove. The proof is in the pudding. And I proved that white people have melanin, but they're white because they don't present on the outside. Everybody that lives under the sun has melanin. They can't survive. This is why white people get skin cancer, because they don't have enough of it. But they have freckles of melanin. They have melanin, as I say, pockets under their skin, and this is what keeps them alive under the sun. Yeah, I feel you, Christopher Lang. LifeWorks, what's up? And it's like red bone. Yeah. Okay, now we could agree on the, by definition, of what the Caucasians have done with the destruction and with the manipulation of the word and how they manipulate. Yeah, I could feel you on the white man. And if we take the term that devil means adversary, yep, he fits that. See, Esau don't exist because the Most High got rid of him. But the Caucasian man, when you look at the term devil means adversary, or one that is contrary to. Now we ain't going to call him Azazel, but when you look at devil meaning one who is against the people of God, then yep, that would fit. That would fit. Right, you're right about that, King Groove. Right, and so that's why it would be hard for us to judge. All right, understand this, and when we say, all right, hold on, and let's grasp two terms, right? Let's look at the Son of Man. It says the Son of Man judged all the governments, judged the women, judged this, that, and the other, right? The Son of Man is the one that is the son of a man. All right, so you had the Nephilim, which created offspring. All right. The Nephilim, which created offspring. And many of us think this is where many of the Caucasians came from, that they are children of the Nephilim, or the Watchers, the children of the Watchers. Hold on. Elijah had something else to say. I think he's the only one on this channel. You're right, Elijah. I think he's the only one on this channel that hasn't seen the video that I presented with the infrared camera. All right. All right. And so, yeah, he didn't see the, right, Christopher Lane, that's another point. If they didn't have melanin. So we're looking at genotype features and phenotype features. All right. And so, the King Group, this is a saying amongst the so-called, if they are truly favored by the Most High, then why won't Mary, one of them, call to the Most High, call unto the Most High for their death? Okay. Now let me present this. Let me look for it. Hold on for a second. Pull this video up real quick. Nah, that ain't the way I want to pull it up. How did I do it before? Oh, I know where I'm going to go. Alright, so for those who haven't seen it, I have it. And I'll explain it as we look. Let me see. Explain the infrared. What did I call that anyway? I gotta figure out how I named that video till I can find it. Okay, newsflash. Let's see if I can pull it up over here. Okay, so I got it. Let's look at in newsflash. Newsflash. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a news flash. Black skin and hair. All right, let me. Beauty in that. Women all right, I got it. In their natural body. All right, so here it is. So let me see. This is going to be Windows Media Player. All right, hold on. I got it for you. I found it. All right, let's do this. Let's go here. Wow. So let's see. Nope. 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 All right, let me see how I can pull this up. All right, let's see. Let me see something. Let me see if I can pull this up. I didn't want to do that. Let me see if I can pull it up as something else. Okay, let's see. All right, now let me pull it back up. Can y'all see that? Newsflash. Ladies and gentlemen, Ladies and gentlemen, this is a news flash. Okay, y'all can't see that. Hair. I repeat. Black skin and hair. One more time. Black skin and hair is considered beautiful by the sun, but not by black women. I repeat again. Black skin and hair considered beautiful by the sun. All right, let me see if I can get this on here. Beautiful by the sun, definitely, but not by black women. Well, that's what we're going to talk about today, people. And you know me, I bring facts and figures and scientific information. All right, hold on. I would like to thank Brother Lex Will for putting me onto this video so I can research it and get a lot of this research done. And for a lot of you brothers up here that had let's see if I can get in a real player about certain topics, interracial dating, where white people come from, where we the original man, the black people, and we all recognize beauty as you can see by the picture. All right, the brothers do, right? And so we're going to get into this because this is going to go down the line of answering some of the questions, right? And so, of course, I would like to shout out Boy to the Bank, Brazil, Bosses Los out there, Deutschland. Okay, let me do it like this. To my peeps in California, Kadu, to my Igbo speaking peeps, bonjour mes amis. Got some French speaking Africans and to my people out in France. And I got a lot of views coming in. All right, let me do it like this. I think I have an idea. Any All right, y'all. I got it. I got it. This is what I'm going to do. All right. So for those of you that haven't seen it, all right, for those of you that haven't seen it, I figured out a way to present it. All right. So oh, okay, hold on. Let me get this out of here. Let's go here. I might have it, y'all. I might have it, y'all. Boy, y'all, I'm good. I'm getting good at this, y'all.
News flash. Ladies
now, how do I play it?
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a news flash. Black skin and hair. I repeat. Black skin and hair. One more time. Black skin and hair is considered beautiful by the sun, but not by black women. I repeat again, black skin and hair considered beautiful by the sun, but not by black women. Beautiful by the sun, definitely, but not by black women.
Hold on, that ain't it.
Well, that's what we're going to talk about today, people. And you know me, I bring facts and figures and scientific information. I would like to thank Brother Lex Will for put me onto this video so I could research it and
All right,
get a
let's see
lot
if
of
this
this
happens.
research done. And for a lot of you brothers out there that had particular
newsflash.
questions about certain topics, interracial dating, where white people come from, were we the original man, the black people, and we all recognize beauty as you can see by the picture. All right, the brothers do, right? And so we're going to get into this because this is going to go down the line of answering some of the questions, right? And so, of course, I would like to shout out Oi to the Bang, Brazil, Vasses Los out there, Deutschland, Ni hao ma, to my peeps in
Okay, let's
California,
see if this
Cayman,
if it's showing up.
to my Igbo speaking peeps, bonjour mes amis, got some French speaking Africans, and to my
Okay, got
people out in
you.
France. And I got a lot of views coming in from Japan. So konnichiwa. I won't do it the Dave Chappelle version.
All right, I might need to get rid of this.
News flash. Ladies and gentlemen, this is
I might need to get rid of this and go about it another way.
Skin and hair. I repeat.
Okay, so we are going to
black skin and hair. One more time. Black skin and
cut
hair
this.
is considered beautiful by the sun, but not by black women.
We're going to get rid of the media
black
source.
Skin and hair.
All right, we're going to go back to here. Window capture. And we're going to go to the PowerPoint, y'all. All right, let's see if we can get something here, this way.
Newsflash.
Man, I always.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is
hold on for a second.
Black skin and hair. I repeat. Black skin and hair. One more time. Black skin and hair is considered beautiful by the sun, but not by black women. I repeat again. Black skin and hair considered beautiful by the sun, but not by black women. Beautiful by the sun, definitely, but not by black women. Well,
hey, y'all, I can't find a way to show it.
And you know me, I bring facts and figures and scientific information.
Oh, I got one other. I got one other way to do it. Hold on for a second, y'all.
Put me onto this video so I can research it and get a lot of this research done.
Let me try one other source. Wow, y'all, I can't even show the video at all. Yep, I can't show it at all. But you know what? I don't even think I have this as one of my videos, so I'll post this as a video. I'll post this as a video now that I found it, and y'all can take a look at it. Y'all can revisit it again. That way, when we get some people from them groups, y'all will have already known what's going on. China is making debt slaves, but you can say it's the country's fault. All right. And so basically, this is where we're at, right? All right. This is, man, I wish I could get this in here. For some reason, I can't get it to play. Let me see something. Now let's see if it'll play. YouTube has done so much damage to people putting out the truth. It's ridiculous. But it is what it is. It is what it is, okay? So, with that said, brothers and sisters, I would really like to thank y'all for your support. Thank you for all the donations, for just helping the channel out do what we do, so that, I mean, we can make some kind of an impact on things. You know what I mean? It's one thing to sit here and talk about it, but it's another thing to be able to make an impact and saying that we did this thing collectively. All right, what's up, Reese? That we and I'm starting to say, I'm saying, look, this is collective. This is a collective thing. I'm going places. Yep, this is a collective. Some of the times I'm bringing brothers with me. Yep, this is one of the brothers that helped out. Some of the brothers that's been with me in Brazil, they know. I take them like, yep, Selma, this is one of the guys to help out. All right. So, with that said, let me bust a move, because it's real late here. I'm still in Brazil, y'all. So let me bust a move. Let me thank everybody for showing up and showing out, as they say. And tomorrow morning, I'm gonna put that video up so people can understand the infrared and how everyone has melanin. All right. I don't know what they're teaching these dudes in these camps, but they off. They are off by a lot as far as information. All right. So with that said, thank y'all for showing up. Peace, love, and soul. And I'll put that infrared video up tomorrow so that people can have something to point back to. All right. So, with that said, good night. I will holler at y'all later. And again, thank y'all so much for the people that's donated, for the people that have shared the videos.